It's the 21st century, and you forgot what it means to be primal, to tap into that primordial energy of dark and light, yang, fully integrated, feeling strong, feeling potent, feeling magnetic through the science of flirting, also known as the H.O.T.A.P.E method. This is my perspective. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Greetings, Flow Jedis. My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, we're talking all about the H.O.T.A.P.E method, scientifically studied by some woman on a TED Talk that I once saw a while back. If you want, you can go and find her TED Talk as she speaks more about this. It's all about how you can most utilize this acronym towards your greatest potential. When you start to learn from the alphas of the jungle, such as the monkeys or the chimpanzees, specifically the playfulness of bonobo creatures, and you see a lot of these aspects within that ape kingdom. Let me actually settle this down here. Hold on. Make sure that you're 18 and older. Make sure that you don't break any laws of the land, and make sure you understand this for information, education, and entertainment. H.O.T.A.P.E. The H stands for humor, okay? You gotta know what your own brand of comedy is. What makes you funny? What makes you laugh? How can you see different things in a more mindful or light way? How can you look at a certain situation and completely let yourself see the fun in it? Where's the fun in it? Where's the lightness in it? Humor is also about confronting your shadows, because a lot of people, they use humor as a crutch, okay, as I used to do in the past. So you got to understand not just the light side of the jester, but the dark side of the jester, the Joker character, okay? Your humor is really, really important, only because that is a state changer. Humor can make somebody else laugh, therefore you have influence over them, therefore you have power. Okay, and I'm just speaking from my own perspective here. So you want to watch different comedians, you want to watch comedians that you truly resonate with, maybe even tune into some of their podcasts, because a lot of comedians nowadays, they have podcasts. It's like, the new trend. As you start listening to more of that comedy and enveloping it internally and letting it sit and do its own thing, it's really going to start to help you. So H is for humor. O is for open body language, okay? We trust people more when they have their body language more open and less closed off. If you're holding a drink and you're holding it towards here. Why is this the case, okay? We gotta understand that this middle line, okay, of our bodies, where our spinal cord starts and ends, that is our energy centers, okay? There are most vulnerable points is the midpoint of the body. So if you can open that up, how much trust do you have over your own energetic structure? You see what I'm saying? What are you saying to the world when you're taking up more space? That I deserve it, that I have the energy to, that I demand and command respect, that I've done something good, that I'm confident, that I've accomplished something great, that I've achieved something, right? This is also a symbol of surrender. This is also, Jesus on the cross. This is also a symbol of complete submission, okay? Submitting, which is what Islam means, right? Is to submit. This power pose and this openness of you just opening up your body, this will raise your testosterone levels, and it will lower your stress hormones, your cortisol, your adrenaline. It'll calm it down. You'll be a lot more alpha, a lot more grounded when you start power posing, okay? I can attest to this fact. Open body language over close one. Because why? Because you trust the world, you trust her. Yes, going through an unsafe neighborhood, you might be a little bit guarded, or you might have moments of caution, but mostly the general rule is want to lengthen and widen. Okay, lengthen up, which means good posture, and widen, which means take up more space, use your hands more, right? Don't kind of like, you know, people who sit on the airlines and they're kind of like squished to one side. You don't want to be that, right? You want to slightly work towards taking up space, being the sovereign of your own reality, okay, showing up. Specifically, I've coached a lot of women who have issues with this. What I would say is just simply practice being embodied, or going from up here to more down into your heart center and then lower down, okay? Place your awareness there, because that's really gonna help you to connect with your own feminine power, okay? So far we have humor and open body language, right? Next we have touch. This is physical touch, but it's also touch in general. For touch, for a friendly touch, it's generally on the shoulders, okay? A little bit lower than that, you start to basically raise in the intimacy level, okay? How well you know the person. Like for instance, for a lover, you touch them like on their lower back or slightly here, for instance. So you gotta understand the level of intimacy and the level of escalation, and be more connected to your senses. Now, what's a way that you can practice this daily? You basically close your eyes, you put hand over your heart. Why do you do this? You're releasing oxytocin, the love and trust hormone. And also what you're doing with your eyes is you're facing down with your eyes. Why are you facing down with your eyes? Well, in neuro-linguistic programming, what they say is that if your eyes are facing left and right, it's auditory. If your eyes are facing upwards, it's visual. So creative visuals as well as memory visuals. And once we're going downwards with our eyes, we're tapping into the kinesthetic, or the touch, our feelings, okay? So this emotional circuitry is running. Okay, there's a physical touch happening. I'm not, perturbed about touching someone in a weird way or a creepy way, because I understand almost my own virtues, values, morals, like cultural backgrounds, right? It's always important to understand like different cultural contexts, right? Like let's say you're going to a different place. It might be more culturally appropriate to do certain things and dress a certain way and so forth, right? So taking that all into consideration, man. And by the way, if I say man, I just say that naturally. I know there's women watching this channel as well. I just want to make that clear. So physical touch is a really, really important one. When I was doing my Tantra coaching, I did this very weird practice of this, right? This part of your hand is very, very sensitive. If you gently take your fingers and you just gently stroke like this, you'll understand what this feels like. This is about getting more intimate with your own body, right? It's like not a lot of us have this communication style with our bodies. We're very rough with our bodies. We push it to the limit. We exhaust it almost like we're using a car. But car needs maintenance. Car needs healing as well, right? Car needs to be taken to the car shop, washed, taken care of, smelling good, looking good. So it's the same thing, with your own internal world. You got to make sure that motor, that engine is running, and physical touch is a way that you connect not only with yourself through self-pleasure, but also with another individual, right? So touch is really important, from high fives to fist bumps to salutes. Using your hands, using your hands in general, using your sense of touch, your kinesthetic awareness, understanding and building a connection of what makes me feel a certain way. A piece of fabric can make me feel a certain, blood memory coming up, or a certain sense of like a subconscious ancestral calling through even the fabric or the smells of certain, cultures. A lot of people that I've coached have reported that, they're very drawn to like these different cultures and like learning from different cultures. And I think we have this multicultural aesthetic in our own minds as people, because that's also what we see. Slowly the world is kind of morphing into one, right? This genderless, beige kind of human being where, everybody's kind of becoming the same. However, when you can hold on to your individuality, you remain a glitch in the matrix, right? Because everybody's gonna become clones of each other, right? It's like you've seen those people who wear like the Supreme clothes. They look like clones, a lot of them, okay? They're just wearing it just for the clout or whatever. I used to be there, I used to be in that reality of like, let me get the latest trends or the latest fashion or the latest brands. But really there's a different kind of relationship that you build with your clothes, where you refine it for comfort, for your own lineage, for your own understanding, what feels right, for your own character, for your own branding. Let's say that you're an online business. You got to brand yourself as that solo entrepreneur and, go moving forward with that. Next, we have attention. Attention, but also in a sense, engagement, right? Like, for instance, we're watching a really dope movie that we're captivated in. We're not going to look away here and there. We're not going to get distracted. We're not going to fumble over our words. We're not going to be awkward around. It's like, hey, I'm chilling in a comfortable living room, talking with you, connecting with you. Okay, that's how you get deeper. That's how you get closer to someone. Is you let your guards down. You slowly open your heart up, and you place attention. You raise your energy, and with the raised energy, you put your attention on it. Okay. For men, presence is so key. For women, devotion and love is so key. That I'm talking about essences, right? And so when both can play together, now we have this dance of Shiva and Shakti, working together. And this is what we really want. We want to fine-tune this dance. We want to make it much more easier for us to access these states of consciousness, right? So attention is really important, because it is like an arrow with your energy. You're not going to be so scattered when you're trying to seduce or flirt or connect or interact. You're automatically becoming magnetic because you're placing attention on the things that you want to grow and the things that you want to establish within yourself, okay? So far we have humor, open body language, touch, attention. The next one we have is proximity, okay? Not perspicacity, okay? But proximity. Proximity means how close you are to someone within a physical distance, okay? It means how much are you around them in their presence, okay? Now that we live in a digital age, it could probably even mean digital proximity, right? That you're actually connected with them online, or you have some form of an open communication line with them. Well, proximity is really important, because if you're seeing that person over and over and over again, it's going to form a deeper friendship, form a deeper bond, form a deeper sense of comfort or rapport with another person if you keep seeing them over and over again, right? Like the idea of arranged marriages, like you put two people together, they're eventually going to find a way to be in proximity or closeness with each other and then form a bond, right? That's kind of the understanding. So if you really understand this idea of proximity, you're going to put yourself in social situations where it is more likely for you to be close to others, right? And you can plan this in, or you can have a specific day where you go out or something like this, or you can practice being more closer to your own self, right? Your own internal self. If you're out of touch with your own reality and who you are, how are you going to be proximity or create closeness with another individual, right? It just doesn't work like that. Specifically for empaths who forget to shield up, or what I mean by shield up is this visualization that your heart chakra is contained within a white light, like a very divine white sacred light, right? That protects you from any kind of vampirism or any kind of leeching of energy of any kind, leaking of energy of any kind that can happen from certain social encounters with others, if you do have very empathetic or psychic traits and things like this. Lastly, of course, we have eye contact. Eye contact, okay? Hey, listen, man, this is a really great acronym. This could be a really cool acronym just to remember, right before you're going to socialize, right before you are almost tapping into this primal character, you just think of the H.O.T.A.P.E acronym. The humor, let me make myself laugh internally, open my body language up. Bit of touch, attention to tap in, closeness, eye contact. Do some mirror work maybe, right? Looking in the mirror is eye contact as well. But building eye contact with another person, man, it's really important that you look at one single eye. You don't want to look at both eyes, right? Got this from Veer. You don't want to look at two different eyes, because then your attention is drifting. It's shifting from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And it looks weird. Instead, you just want to maintain that single pointedness or that single pointed focus. Not in a creepy, starey way where your eyes are open like this. Like, you don't want to look like that, okay? That's not the right kind of eye contact. And of course, it's got to be done like an art. It's like you got to know where to end the masterpiece. You get what I'm saying? Like a great piece of artwork or a painting, the artist knows when to stop. They know when to pull it away, okay? So it's not only eye contact. It's this idea of I'm looking at what I'm learning about. I have the attention to back it up from the ape, right? I have a closeness with the eye contact. Like eye contact by itself, without any of these other elements, they can't play with the other instruments of the band, right? So I think of these almost like the H.O.T.A.P.E band, right? Like the Planet of the Apes, all playing different musical instruments. One is being more funny, one is opening its body language up, and all these apes are merging within this to create the primal form, where you're coming from or what you're doing. And flirtatiousness, it's fun, it's playful, right? It's very low key, right? It's not this response of feeling angry or triggered, which could be so many things, okay? So this is why we also need to heal before we do any of this work to better our lives or to build better relationships or build deeper connections with people. We've really got to understand, hey, how can I heal and regulate my emotions properly so I can have this H.O.T.A.P.E acronym working for me and not against me? You could have humor. You could have a really bad, weird sense of humor that creeps people out. You could have an open body language, but you could be like, I don't know, man spreading like a weird, like a vulture. You gotta calibrate. You gotta have social acuity. You gotta be mindful with this, right? Touch, same thing, right? Awkward touching, like a dead fish hand on the leg, or hover hand. Okay, not even holding her shoulder. It's like this creepy claw, right? That's not gonna work, man. Right? For touch. Thank you, Mr. Bird. It's not gonna work, man. And for attention, right? We live in an attention economy, so obviously things are taking our attention away from us, right? So going on a dopamine detox or doing the inner work, right? Really doing the spirituality work and the meditation work and build up your sense of focus, your sense of attention. And it's about effortlessness. It's not about applying effort when you focus, right? It's not like, I'm trying to concentrate. No, it's not like that. You're letting go to concentrate. You're allowing to concentrate, to focus, to let in everything that is needed at this time. And eye contact, of course, so important. If I wasn't looking at the camera right now, would we have that deep of a rapport, right? If I was just looking like this and speaking all the time, right? It wouldn't have the same level of impact. You see what I'm saying? So from watching these videos, you kind of understand the vibe of the channel, right? And you're starting to get the perfect flow print or the blueprint to calibrate towards this character. This can amplify whatever character that you have or any character traits that you have even, right? Like let's say that you're the siren or the rake or any of these artist seduction archetypes, or you have a specific archetype more in mind, the lone wolf or the healthy prince or the king archetype, which we're slowly delving into. with our Primal Sutra program. If you are interested in that, shoot us a DM on Primal Sutra on Instagram, or shoot us an email at primalsutralifestyle@gmail.com if you want to learn more about it. It's specifically designed for men, but we've also had women clients, and so we can more so personalize it for you and what you prefer according to any archetype attunements, okay? There's certain energetic attunements that can be done for certain archetypes, so really, really important stuff. And it's a new business, and we're just starting out, so there's a lot of discounts, a lot of offers going around, so definitely reach out. Get it now while it's hot, while it's affordable. Having said that, have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it. Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again, and may the flow be with you. Os.